an ISFP, often called the adventurer, but my personality is less about constant excitement and more about depth, values, and presence. I move through the world guided by what feels right to me internally, not by external expectations or rigid rules. My choices, actions, and leadership style are rooted in authenticity and emotional awareness. Being genuine matters to me more than almost anything else. I do not like pretending, exaggerating, or wearing masks just to fit in or to appear authoritative. When I speak or act, I want it to come from a place that feels true to who I am. Because of this, people often experience me as sincere, warm, and approachable. I naturally create spaces where others feel seen, accepted, and respected. However, this strong commitment to authenticity can also become my limitation. I sometimes develop a fixed idea of who I am, and when situations require me to act differently, more assertive, more structured, or more decisive, I hesitate. It is not because I cannot do it, but because it feels like I am betraying myself. I am learning that authenticity is not about staying the same forever. It is about growing while still honoring my values. I am deeply sensitive to emotions, both my own and those of others. I can sense tension in a room before it becomes visible. When conflict arises, my instinct is to soften it, to keep things calm, and to protect the emotional well-being of everyone involved. I value harmony, and I dislike seeing people uncomfortable or hurt. Yet, this desire to keep the peace sometimes causes me to avoid difficult conversations. Instead of addressing issues directly, I may smooth things over and hope they resolve on their own. What I am learning is that unspoken problems do not disappear, they only grow quietly. Real harmony does not come from avoidance, it comes from honesty, even when that honesty is uncomfortable. I am very present-oriented. I notice what is happening right now, the mood, the energy, the immediate needs of people around me. This allows me to respond quickly and intuitively. I adapt easily and offer support where it is needed most in the moment. At the same time, I sometimes miss the bigger picture. I may solve the same problem repeatedly without recognizing the pattern behind it. Because I focus so much on the present, I can forget to step back and ask why certain issues keep returning. Leadership has taught me that being present is powerful, but reflection is just as necessary. I have strong inner convictions. I often know when something feels right or wrong without needing to explain it to myself. My values act as an internal compass that guides my decisions. I trust my intuition deeply, and I rarely act against it. The challenge is that what I feel internally is not always clear to others. When I say something does not feel right, people may ask for reasons, logic, or structure, and I sometimes struggle to put my intuition into words. I am learning that leadership requires translation. My values only become useful to others when I can explain them clearly and give people something concrete to follow. I am flexible and open-minded. I like to explore possibilities and consider different perspectives. I hesitate to commit too quickly because I do not want to close doors or ignore better options that might appear later. This openness allows creativity and inclusivity to flourish around me. However, I am also learning that too much openness can turn into indecision. When I delay choices for too long, others may feel uncertain or stuck. Leadership requires direction, even when the decision is not perfect. I am learning that making a decision does not mean I'm trapped by it. It simply means I am moving forward. Despite my struggles, my strengths as an ISFP are deeply rooted in empathy, sincerity, and respect for individuality. I lead with heart rather than ego. I value people as humans, not just as roles or outputs. My presence may be quiet, but it is intentional and meaningful. My growth does not come from becoming louder, harsher, or less emotional. It comes from balancing compassion with clarity, authenticity with adaptability, and intuition with explanation. I am not meant to abandon who I am in order to lead. I am meant to lead more fully by embracing both my gentleness and my strength. This is what it means to be me as an ISFP, quietly strong, deeply human, and always evolving.